NBA playoffs, West Semis game 1 in San Francisco, and it goes to the LA Lakers. The 7th seed knocking out the 6th-seeded Warriors, 117-112, huge game. Monster game by Anthony Davis, the Brown AD. 30 points, 23 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 blocks, played the entire second half, played 44 minutes plus. Big game for AD, and the Lakers win at 117-112. They lead the best-of-7 series against the Dubs, 1 game to none. Let's go ahead and bring in CBS Sports NBA insider. There he is, Bill Reiter. And what a game out there at Chase Center in San Francisco, Bill. Back and forth pretty much the entire first half. Third quarter, Lakers seize control. They go up by 5, got it out to 10, got it up to 14, and then the Dubs hit them with the 14-0 run late in that game to tie it, and then it's a 5-0 run by the Lakers to close out the game. How big was Anthony Davis? Looked like a top 5 player in the league Tuesday night, Bill. What did you think?
Yeah, Larry, you said it. This series, this game, had shades of those old Warriors-Cavs series from back in the day. And that Anthony Davis performance had shades of what LeBron James used to do in a Cavs uniform against Stephen Curry and company. Massive in every respect, and you're right. It was the Anthony Davis game. He was, to your exact eye and to your exact point, he was the top 5 player in the league in this game tonight. And it's easier said than done, but if Anthony Davis can do what he did tonight, or some level approaching that, Larry, consistently, it takes the Lakers to a place where they're really, really hard to beat.
Bill, and that's the word we like to use with Anthony Davis. We know about the talent. Big-time recruit at Kentucky, number 1 overall pick. We know what he did with the New Orleans Pelicans, came here to play with LeBron, and to be that number 2 guy to sort of take them to new heights here, especially since they won the championship in the bubble. Can he be consistent enough to do this throughout this series, especially coming up here with game 2, where they got to try to go up 2-0 against the Dubs?
I don't know. The folks that I've talked to, other rival GMs, don't know. And I'm not sure the Lakers know, Larry. You're right. The one time that we've seen it done from Anthony Davis was in the bubble, strange circumstances, where he had, and I think it was an advantage for him, maybe not every other team, he had the advantage of several months in the midst of a season just sitting and resting and his body being able to recuperate from a long season. So I'm not sure. It is, I think, one of the 2 or 3 giant questions of this series. And if the answer is yes, if it turns out we look back, Larry, that Anthony Davis is able to consistently be healthy, consistently be at his height in terms of his talents and his abilities, consistently put in, maybe not even games like this, although I'm sure the Lakers would take it, just impact games, then Anthony Davis and the Lakers are as good as any team in the NBA right now.
So the Lakers get this win, Bill, and I wanted to focus real quickly on Jared Vanderbilt. I want to get your thoughts about Vanderbilt, also a former Kentucky Wildcat player. Defensively, look, Steph got his points. He had 27, had those threes and got it going there late in the fourth quarter with that 14-0 run. But I thought Vanderbilt did a really good job, and they talked about it on the broadcast, just his activity, running around with Steph, the length as well, had a few blocks. What did you make of Jared Vanderbilt's game Tuesday night?
Yeah, it's so interesting because Anthony Davis really symbolized in a lot of ways the talent of the Lakers. We know they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Vanderbilt symbolized how uniquely different and deep this team has been since the trade deadline. Now, Austin Reeves wasn't brought in on trade, but Reeves and Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell, and on this night, Vanderbilt are difference makers. Some night, one of those guys make a difference. Some nights, it's 2 or 3. And Vanderbilt had, I think they said this on the broadcast as well, Larry, probably the hardest job, at least defensively in the NBA, and that was trying to guard and keep up with Stephen Curry. And not only did he do that, he did it effectively. He stayed with Steph step for step. Steph had a pretty good night in terms of how many points he scored, but I think it took him 24 shots, if I got this right, to get 27 points. He just wasn't able to get in rhythm. You're right, Vanderbilt, and he, I think, speaks to and symbolizes just a level of depth in this Lakers team that has transformed their squad since the trade deadline. He really was a key sort of under-the-radar player for the Lakers in this game.
You're absolutely right. Steph had 24 shots, hit 6 of 13 from distance to finish with 27. So the Dubs are down 1-0, losing the first game Tuesday night on their home floor at Chase Center. Now you spin it ahead, Bill. Game 2, don't know if we want to call it a must-win, but it pretty much is a must-win for the Lakers. What sort of adjustments should the Golden State Warriors make to get back in the series before it shifts scenes down south to Los Angeles?
Yeah, you're a braver man than I am. I'm not willing to call any game, a must-win game. If it's not elimination, if it has Steph Curry or LeBron James. I told my wife, plan on me to be doing this for 7 games in this series. I think there's a few things. I mean, obviously, you'd like to see Steph and Curry if you're the Warriors and Steve Kerr, you'd like to see him be able to take over the game the way Anthony Davis did, and that is to be efficient and hit big shots and do what he does. I think that's certainly coming. The Warriors have not been consistent this year defensively. They scored, 112 points, if I got that right, Larry. That's fine. But this is a team, especially against the Kings, who had the highest powered offense in the game. 2 of their wins, they held the Kings to, 198 points. So defensive effort and energy. And the other thing is, I know this is a quote-unquote finesse team, at least on offense. Obviously, the Warriors shoot a lot of threes. You cannot make 5 free throws to 20-some, almost 30 made for the Lakers. You've got to be more physical. You've got to attack the rim. You've got to be in there. Kevon Looney was awesome, but he had basically half of his team's rebounds. You need more guys with a physical presence against a Lakers team that cannot match the Warriors shot for shot. They just can't over a series, but they can match them muscle for muscle and moment for moment in terms of aggression and physicality, and the Warriors got to bring a little more of that over the course of the rest of the series.
All right, Bill, one more before we get out of here. Man, this has been a box office series. I guess the league is really excited about this. The most expensive playoff ticket, non-NBA finals in the history of the league. Tickets are averaging on the low end like $800 there. You look at Draymond, he talked about stop trying to turn the page so fast on us and LeBron. It's not about things being what they used to be. It's about what's current here. So enjoy this. How much are you going to enjoy this series here? Bill, we're hoping that this thing is going to be long and go 6 or 7 games.
I would have said a lot, but less now that you've told me that fact, because my 10-year-old wants to go to a game, Larry, and I kind of said, yeah, maybe. We'll see what we can do when they come to L.A. So unless I get a GoFundMe, maybe not as much as I planned. No, it's going to be a phenomenal series. And you're right. The NBA won the ratings and attention and buzz lottery because these are 2 teams, obviously 6 and 7 seeds, who are not, or at least over the regular season, were not considered to be real contenders. There were questions in February whether one or both these teams might miss the playoffs, and they are now obviously right in this thing. And I think the winner of this series will believe, rightfully so, they have a clear path to an NBA championship. They either will have Steph or LeBron leading them, Anthony Davis obviously with the Lakers, and a whole core of guys who have been there and done that with the Warriors. Plus, there's a Steph-LeBron legacy reality. They both have 4 rings. They respect the hell out of each other, but there's a competitiveness talking to folks from each of their camps, just in terms of how they're measured against each other. It is only a second-round series, but in so many ways, Larry, and I thought this was true in Game 1, it feels like a conference finals or a finals, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Certainly had that feeling. LeBron said, playing against the Golden State Warriors, you cannot make a single mistake. Lakers look pretty good Tuesday night. We'll see what they do on Game 2. CBS Sports NBA Insider, Bill Reiter, Reiter than you. Appreciate you, bro. Enjoy the series. Boy, this is going to be some sort of series here. Just like I mentioned, box office, Steph, LeBron James, 4 NBA championships apiece, 6-time meeting in the playoffs and the play-in tourney. Game 2, back out in San Francisco, by the Bay, Chase Center, Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, and then we get the scene shifter. Game 3, Saturday, they'll head down south to Los Angeles, Saturday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern in L.A. Game 4 also in L.A. as well.